to record. We're live.
She's live as I'm sipping and I try to stop and burped it and almost came out my nose.
Welcome
Spicy.
to our Trainer Tip Tuesday. Today we're coming at you with I would say a little tough love and surprise, Coach Ken instead of Coach Marissa.
Surprise.
We decided to throw a little curveball at you guys today.
At a sex change. No, man. An ugly one.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of been a weird week. So Coach Marissa and I, we sit down and we schedule we make a plan and we schedule everything out. And I had us plan for live today. She had it on her schedule differently. Just so happened Ken had to leave work early today. So here we are. And we just had some things.
Everybody struggles with scheduling their day. So don't be like, oh man, my day gets away. It gets away from most people. Sometimes we screw up schedules.
Sometimes
nobody's perfect. If everyone was perfect, we wouldn't be doing any of this stuff.
Sometimes you put down the wrong time, which I did this week too, and still don't feel like it was my fault. However, obviously it was. So I was supposed to have a physical therapy appointment yesterday and I had on my schedule 11. He texted me at 9, asked me where I was. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be there for 2 hours. And well, anyways, didn't get to go to my physical therapy appointment. So not a great way to start off the week.
And it's only Tuesday.
It is only Tuesday. And so, the title of this live is How Bad Do You Want It? Ooh. And we want you guys to really think about that question. I talk to hundreds and hundreds of women that tell me like, I would do anything to get this weight off. I would do,
what I would give to learn some better habits, how to manage my day. If I just knew a little bit because I don't even know how to work out or I don't have the time because I'm like, if you were willing to do anything, you would just do it.
You would.
It sounds like you're making a bunch of bullshit excuses.
So
I'm sorry.
As I said, today's going to be, and sometimes like we're saying this to us too, you guys. So we're not coming at
you.
We were talking about this before we even hopped on this call and, we come up with excuses
Everybody
ourselves.
Does. So people make excuses as like little back doors through their brain to give you a way out, knowing that, well, I'm going to go into this and am I going to succeed? Maybe not, probably not. I'm not full-heartedly. And then, so if you tell yourself, you gave yourself a way out and that's what happens. So and then when you get to the end, you're like, well, why wasn't I successful? Well, because you gave up when it started.
Yeah.
Or before it even started.
Yeah, exactly. So,
just like when you talk to people, I've tried everything. It's not working. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit too.
Yeah.
It means you tried one thing for a week and it didn't work. So you moved on to the next thing and then it didn't work. Just like I've been trying to lose weight. I've been doing a weight loss challenge right now to better myself. And it's been 2.5 weeks and I went down a few pounds and then I had a bad weekend. Made excuses, went up a couple of pounds. So I want to be like, oh man, I haven't lost 20 pounds I want to lose yet. Well, it doesn't happen quick. Nothing happens overnight. Habits are not built in 2 days.
Yeah. And, things happen, right? So like you said, some excuses got in the way. But I think it also depends on how you handle that, and are you being honest with yourself? So Ken just said, I got off track on the weekend. My weight went back up and he acknowledges what happened and why he went up in weight, right? So I think you have to really take a deep look inside and be honest with yourself too. Am I actually doing the things I need to be doing to get the results that I am looking for?
Or am I pointing the finger outward saying I don't have time? Today was too busy. I have kids soccer this weekend. The day just got away from me. On the weekend, I didn't do this. Are you pointing the finger outward? Or are you pointing the finger inward saying, I didn't make the time because it was not that important to me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
so
don't feel bad because it happens to everybody.
Right. It does. And I think sometimes we just have to be like, take some accountability, right?
But just be honest.
Accountable and be honest, not only with, whoever you have made these commitments to, but ultimately to yourself. And always come back to what am I trying to achieve? Is this, realistic, right? So as long as you're making small progress every day, these little habits that we were talking about at the beginning, they are going to add up to be, to make massive impact and big changes over time. But I like that you said this earlier, are you pointing the finger at everything else? Like, oh, time. Oh, I didn't have meals, or, like whatever it was. Oh, we had this.
We don't want to have a victim mentality about why it didn't go our way. So you look at other people in your life and you see people that always point the finger, right? And you're like, oh man, maybe you should realize that you're part of the problem. Well, we're all part of our own problem, right? A mind that created a problem is not always a mind that can fix the problem.
I love that. Well, and so what I was going with, like, when you're pointing the finger at other people or other things in your life, think about this. Like, when you're pointing, one finger's pointing forward and the rest of the fingers are pointing back at you. So sometimes you got to take.
That's why in the Army we point like this with all of our fingers at everybody else.
But it's important to take that accountability. And also something I think is huge when it comes to being honest with yourself and taking responsibility for your actions is to be able to be honest with yourself and follow through with actions, even when that moment has passed, right? So let's say here we are, we're so excited. We just signed up for you're doing the weight loss challenge, right? So you just signed up for this challenge and you're so excited for it. So we're talking about it. And then the heat of the moment, we're at Oktoberfest. So this is what happened this weekend. So here we are, we're at Oktoberfest.
I drank all the beer.
Then we got Mexican food and, in the heat of the moment, that sounded great. But are you being honest to yourself and to the commitment that you made to yourself, a couple of weeks ago when you signed up for this challenge?
But I can't be so Monday rolled around and I couldn't be mad at anybody but myself. So I can't be like, oh, well, I didn't do this. And, they didn't have healthy options. I just flat out said, cool, I'm drinking beer, came back, having Mexican food. I made better options that, in the moment, like the food wasn't horrible and I didn't eat all of it. So I'm like, oh, wow, next morning, I'm like, I only ate a little bit of it. Good for me. But I also had, 12 beers.
Right. Well, I was just trying to use a real life example of how a lot of people get into this moment where they're like on cloud nine, so invested, going to make this commitment, going to do a challenge, lose the weight, for the 20th time or whatever that looks like. Like, they are so pumped up, like everything's aligning. This is the moment they're going to make the changes for real this time. And then, a couple days pass, the motivation starts to dwindle down. And then they're like,
over.
Okay, well, I give up and I don't want to do this anymore. Throwing in the towel. Peace out, guys.
It's funny because the challenge I'm part of said the same thing. Hey, it says 2 weeks is over. It says halfway's next week. It says, after the first 2 weeks, you're high on life. And now it's kind of not sexy anymore. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not achieving the results I wanted to. It's been 2 weeks.
And like, you guys, these things that we incorporate, the things that we talk about, this foundation, this is not a quick fix. It's not fucking sexy. Okay. It is going to suck some days. Some days it is not fun. But if you start creating some of these small habits, then, like I said, that momentum builds up. You create this confidence in yourself that you can get through these days, because now you're past motivation. Now it is discipline. And, the more disciplined you are,
that's what's going to get you the day. You think bodybuilders want to go to the gym every day? You think motivational speakers and influencers of the world are so excited to start their day and they jump out of bed and said, I'm going to make the world great today? I bet there's some days Tony Robbins says, F this shit, I'm going to go, watch Netflix all day.
True.
It's discipline that gets you through. And like we're saying, we're not trying to be assholes saying, it is your fault, but sometimes it is your fault. When I'm not getting the results I want, it's not my coach's fault. It's my fault.
Go. Awesome. Victoria's with us. I was trying to get my phone pulled up so I could see who was with us, because normally we're downstairs in my office, so I can have both screens up and I can see who's here, who's chatting with us.
I like this background better. I paid all this money for my upstairs. I didn't do shit for my downstairs.
This is an excuse too, but I've kind of been slacking on work because I don't want to be downstairs in my office. I love being upstairs and I can't get as much done when I don't have multiple screens. Anyways, that's my problem. I like being up here too. Anyway,
Well, bring your system up here.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with hooking it up. It's the dinner table. Who cares? We don't eat dinner here. We eat in the bar.
Right.
But
Okay.
anyway, so why are we here?
Why are we
Before
here?
we just lectured you to
We
death.
are here because we wanted to talk about something that is so, gosh, you said it the other day. You said that's a no-brainer. And I was like, Ken, you would be surprised. It is a no-brainer, but so many people still
Make an
aren't
excuse.
willing to
Yeah.
take the step or invest in
Okay,
themselves
what were we talking
to,
about before
I'm
you-
getting
oh,
there,
okay.
to actually, follow through with a 2-week challenge. So in about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, we have the Love Yourself Challenge coming up. And this challenge is 14 days. It is about creating these habits, about incorporating some positivity into your life, some gratitude into your life, bringing a new community into your life and helping you lose 5, 10, 15 pounds in 2 weeks. And here's the part that is the no-brainer. If you complete the challenge, you get your money back at the end. And so, like I said, I was talking to Ken about this the other day and he's like, that's a no-brainer. And I was like, you're right, it is, but you have no idea how many people are afraid that they're not
Just
going to
right. So
complete the challenge.
So for those people that say, oh, that sounds like something I want to do, but I just don't know if I can do it. Okay, well, you just quit before it even happened. So take a hard look at your life and ask yourself, am I quitting before things happen? And
Am I taking that easy way out?
right,
That
when
excuse
when stuff in life becomes a little bit difficult, do I say, oh, well, I don't really have time. I'll just kind of push that off to the back burner. I'll work on something else. And then wonder why in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're like, why am I in the same place I have been? Because you haven't been doing anything different. So when she first started doing these challenges or, hiring coaches and did challenges, I'm like, silly girl stuff, girls and their silly challenges. And then I realized that in talking to many of our clients and many people that we know, they're like, some of my greatest changes has come from some small challenges. So I reposted this challenge and I'm like, a small challenge can create huge success. You're not going to be amazing overnight, but you could change your attitude and change the way you look at things. And you could take the things you learn in a couple of weeks and apply them to other things in your life and be like, oh, you could be positive. You can make small changes, which turn into big changes. If you expect shit to happen overnight, guess what? You're just like everyone else is like, I just want to win the lottery and not work. Well, guess what? I don't even buy lotto tickets and I still say I want to win the lottery.
Yeah. So
You're
we
not
want
gonna-
that instant gratification from everything that we do. Just like you were talking about with your weight loss or, your 6-week challenge that you're doing. Here
I
we
look at
are
my abs every
2
day.
weeks
I'm like,
in
oh,
and
they're not there yet.
yeah, it's
Every
like
day.
you eat healthy and you're like, oh, ab check.
Well, we all laugh, right? We all see those memes. Oh, looking in the mirror, seeing if, that salad I ate last week kicked in. We joke around about it, but
it's
that's
true.
really what we're thinking. Like, why isn't this going faster? Well, because I ate really good for 5 days. And then and I hear it all the time from people. I ate really good through the week. And then I just let go on the weekend. Well, I didn't eat a whole lot this weekend and it wasn't that bad. I mean, I ate a lot of steak and rice and some beans, not bad. Drank some beers and I magically went up weight. It's not magic. I knew it was going to happen. But
Right,
anyways, with the challenge, this challenge creates it's very easy things, very positive things. You do a couple of things throughout the day, you check in and you've completed the day.
Yeah. And the greatest part is we're reminding you to check in every single day. We are here to guide you these 14 days because we want you to be successful.
We want you to build those habits. Yeah. And if you get, by day 2, day 3, you're like, I'm just not getting it, then maybe take that hard look. We're also trying to talk to those of you who are like, do I want to do it? You have time to do it. So I talked to so many people and some people I know are so legit busy that they really don't have time except for the, toilet breaks. And I'm like, well, maybe you should calm your life down a little bit. But for the average person, they're like, I don't have time. I'm too busy. And then I tell them to look at their screen time on their phone and they tell me to go F myself. Or I'm like, how much time did you waste today on the toilet on TikTok? Oh, I don't know. In the bathroom 4 or 5 times, probably 45 minutes each time. Well, look at that. You could have read
That's
a book.
A lot of time. But I would say, honestly, probably when I would probably say anywhere from 2 to 5.
I'm just
2 to
saying,
5 minutes, you know,
I'm
'cause-
saying you have time.
yeah.
Don't be afraid to,
Well, and so here's the thing too, with the time, you make time for things that are a priority to you and to your life. And,
so why aren't you a priority in your life?
you should be the number one priority in your life. But with that, you know, the workouts that we ask you to move your body 30 minutes a day. We give you workouts that are about 30-minute workouts.
And you could do them in your home.
Most
We're
of
not
our
sending you to the gym.
most people go for a walk for 30 minutes. And what can you do while you're, a lot of people can be multitasking while they're out on that walk, or
I like to be reflective on the things I'm grateful for or on my day and try not
So-
to,
and that's part of the challenge.
right.
Gratitude. What are you grateful for today? So what we're getting at is these things take a couple minutes out of your day. We're not expecting you to be perfect by any means. We're helping you start to, like, this is a jump start. This is a kickstart to creating some of these healthier habits. And, you know, you are a direct reflection of your habits.
If you're expecting this to, in the next few days or after the end of 2 weeks, your life to be completely different, you're being a little unrealistic, and maybe it's not for you. But for those of you who are like, I really want to find some small ways to improve my life and my life around me, this is definitely for you.
Yeah. So as I said, if you complete the challenge, which most people are able to complete it. Sometimes I think I didn't make it hard enough for you to get your money back. So,
I think I haven't
we have a
completed it.
high success rate of people completing the challenge. You get your money back. Plus, this isn't your typical weight loss challenge. We're not, choosing a winner based off how much weight you lost, how big of a transformation you had. We are actually basing a winner off of a random drawing based on who completed the challenge. So your odds are way up
Right.
there.
And it's just about showing up, right? If you want to do good in your life, you show up in your life. You want to do good at work, you show up at work. If you want to improve upon yourself, you show up on that too.
You show up for yourself.
Right. And so if you don't show up for yourself, who's going to?
Yeah.
You can't just wait around and hope that it'll change next year, not really having a game plan or at least learning some better habits.
Yeah. So grand prize, you guys, for this challenge that costs $150 for the 2-week challenge. You get that money back when you complete the challenge. You have the opportunity to win over $4,000 worth of free stuff from us, from the Fit Life Tribe. So free coaching for 3 months. And I wish I had our last winner's results up. I'll post a picture in the comments below, because I just want to show you guys how much you can gain from
2 weeks.
12, well, from 2 weeks. But then if you win the grand prize and get 12 more weeks with us, it can change
Or if you
change
use
your
that to
life.
continue to go on and use those habits every day.
Yeah. We set you up for success. We walk you through every single thing. We do multiple lives throughout the 2 weeks that you're with us. We can answer all of your questions.
Wouldn't it just be nice to feel better about your day? Feel better about the end of your day when you're like, oh man, I wish I had done this better today. I didn't walk, I didn't do anything. I really need to read my book. I should really connect with people. You sit there and you're laying in bed at night and you're like, running through this stuff in your head, and you're trying hard. It's feeling hard to be grateful. And you're like, I should be doing more.
Yeah.
What you can be and will help you.
That's what's so great about this challenge is, it's really cool to see other people creating these relationships, cheering you on as you're,
Seeing them win. So you
having all
can
these
win.
wins. But what's even cooler is, it's easy, well, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. However,
it really
these
is
subtle
easy.
changes, they're little things. And just by incorporating these little things, we've had people lose up to 15 pounds in 14 days. Just through making a few changes. So I really, really encourage you to, look at your goals, reflect on what it is you really want, And, use this as an opportunity to help jump start
Or-
you.
And do this with a friend, If you got friends or family listening, you're like, this would be good. It'd be something for us to do together, something positive. As the holidays are coming up, we, obviously.
We're doing
Halloween.
this over
Right,
Thanksgiving.
right. So you're doing the time to be grateful, to go around the table. What are you thankful for? Trying to reflect on positive throughout the year, because your year's coming to the end. Do it with a family member, do it with a friend, be like, hey, let's do this together. It'd be good to work on, strengthening our positive outlook and just building better relationships, right? I feel like a lot of us, the older we get, we're like, I wish we had some better relationships too. But you could do this with a friend, maybe reconnect, or maybe strengthen that bond you already have.
Yeah, exactly. And the best part is you will lose some weight in these 2 weeks as well. So that's
And you'll feel better.
you're just gonna feel amazing. You're gonna mindset, positivity, connection, and why not lose some weight while you're at it too? Plus these habits that we're gonna teach you are the foundation of everything that you need to do to make and see progress for the rest of your life. So I will drop the link in the comments below. Get yourself signed up. If you have any further questions, just reach out to me, reach out to Coach Ken, or reach out to Coach Marissa, and we will answer whatever you have for us. So thank you for joining us. As I said, today was a bit of a little, we wanted to give a little tough love, only because, we need to hear it ourselves sometimes.
Because you're worth it.
too.
So, do the work.
That's right. So thanks
We'll
for
help you get
joining.
it done.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.